Okay, all right, cool. So here we go. Okay, so I've been talking to myself for a while. That's not surprising because that's what I do. Anyway, all right. So I think Jim had a question about being able to adjust the text on the screen, and I'm not sure what I thought he meant earlier. But then I went back and I reread his comment, and I believe this is what he meant, right? So he was talking about the text being on the screen, whatever text he had on the screen just kind of disappears to the right hand side of the screen. So what you can do is you can just drag it over and get access to it that way, or you can double click in the blank area of the screen and you can change the number of bars that you have on the screen, so that'll give you more bars to the right of the current bar. All right, so now we have more bars to the right of the current bar. What happened to my text? That's awkward. Well, the text shouldn't have disappeared. Huh. Anyway, no. All right, so the text that you had here, I'm really not sure what happened to that. Right, so the text that you had here is now visible, right? But if you double click in the middle in the blank area of the screen, go to one bar to the right, now that text will be chopped off. And again, it disappeared. So not really sure why that text is disappearing. I'm really not sure because it shouldn't be disappearing. Change that to the 1 minute time frame. I hope everybody had a good day trading today. It was a pretty good day. Today is June 11th, 2024, and it was a decent trading day. High probability long on the 1 minute time frame. Interesting. This is what I typically have on the 5 minute time frame. It did not show me a high probability. It didn't show me a high probability long on the 5 minute time frame, but it did show on the 1 minute time frame here, which is clear. All right, but on the 5 minute time frame, it didn't show it. However, we did see that we had those green boxes show up, and this green box is the indication that we're about to get a high probability long. But in order for us to get a high probability long, we have to go from the green box, dip down into this green box area, and then back out, which it technically did here. A nice wick here. I don't know what I think the criteria that I have on this specific script is that if the price breaks below this box like this did, then it turns high probability long off, so it won't fire. But yeah, so this was not a bad move. Let's look at. Let's just make some random text. No, I tell you what. We're not even going to do that. We're just going to keep it simple, and then I'm going to get off here. You see how B beta is centered on this candle? This candle is the center of the candle, is the center of the text. So we want to change the alignment. You know, like on Microsoft Word, you have left aligned, right aligned, centered. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So if you go here, you can see once you have your text label, you can use 2 as centered, 0 as left, or 1 as right. Okay, so pretty much you just come over here and for the style of the text label, you just go TL text label dot H style, which is horizontal style, and 2 is centered, which is what we have there. And if you want it, if you want the I think they call it like the what is it, the anchor point. If you want the anchor point, if you want the alignment to be to the left, you put a 0. And if you want the alignment to be to the right of it, you put a 1. So if the alignment is to the right side, then the A will be here. If the alignment is from the left side, then the B will be here. So we put a 0. Up. 0. This is left alignment, so the left side has the alignment to the anchor point, which is there. Or if we do right aligned, then the right side carries the anchor point, which is there. And I think typically like the default position is left aligned, so it will be 0, which I like for this. I mean, you could do it different ways, but I like it for this. And maybe it's because it's what I'm used to. But yeah, so B beta, again, B beta wasn't bad here. I've seen B beta do a lot better on other days. But like I said, this isn't bad because what is the bar before this? That would be this low. So if you had your risk down, if you took that entry there and you had your risk there, well then your entry here, the top side, that's a huge difference, right? So that's at least what, a 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to about a 1 to 3, about a 1 to 3 on that. So again, B beta did work there, and like I said before, I've considered doing something different with B beta instead of taking it on the close of the bar. Wait for a lower high to be made, and then that lower high to be broken, right? So here you have a high, a little bit higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Now that lower high is broken, so technically you would enter right here. I've threatened to make that as part of the script for B beta, but I haven't yet. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today. Oh, the other one that I was going to show you, which is something I've been working on today. I don't know. I mean, I know the market was bullish, and you know, probably everybody made money. I made a little bit of money. I was happy with it. But I was looking at this data here. So one of the things I did over the weekend was put together this script here and this script here. So this script here shows you the cumulative level of all of the levels. You know, like in the level 2, you have, call this my matrix chart. Level 2, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you got up to like 10 here on TradeStation. So if you add all these together, you will get a number. That's what this is. That's what this number here is. All right. if you look to the, I don't even have scales on the right hand side. Scaling, right axis. Okay, so if you look at this number here, these numbers over here is the total number of the total contract sizes on the level 2 at every level. At every level, you're adding it all together. And you're adding it all together for the entire bar, for the entire duration of the bar. So all of the bids on all the levels for all the ticks, right? So for every tick, so say this is we'll call this a 1 minute bar. So once we start looking for the 1 minute bar, we're going to, that's a tick, that's a tick. All right. It's still ticking away. They're just, well, I don't know. I don't think it's ticking. I don't know that there are any transactions going on. We just have different market orders coming in. People are changing they're changing their limit orders on the book. They're changing their limit orders on the book. We don't have any ticks showing up though. So if you put in 1 tick, can't do it because we have 2 time frames. All right, so every time we get a tick, you'll see it. So even though these numbers are moving, we don't have new ticks, right? So there are no new ticks. There's no transactions actually happening. There's just people moving the pieces around on the chessboard. Okay, now they're moving. So this is like when you're playing checkers or chess. This is somebody just kind of picking up their piece and just kind of tapping it on the board, or they're just kind of, they're just kind of showboating, or they're just they're messing with you. And then over here, when you actually get a tick, now this is them actually making a move, right? So even though these numbers are moving, it's not always relatable to a change on the board. But I do want to know how these numbers move, because sometimes these numbers get really big and they can threaten people, or they can scare people, or they can cause anxiety. And I want to know that. And if the market moves quick enough, then whoever's on the board can get wiped out. So you don't really, high frequency trading, sure. But you don't really want to be putting your position on the board for risk of it getting snapped. So yes, these numbers do mean something. Do they mean the actual transaction has happened? No, these don't mean actual transactions have happened. However, I'm using these numbers to help me find out what's about to happen. Okay, so like I said, those numbers are these lines. Okay, and so that line is this guy. So this is on the bid side. This is how many bids were on the level 2 in total for that entire bar, for the entire tick, on every single price level. And then this is the ask. And then these here are outside market orders. Whereas you see here, and I can't believe I forgot that. This is something that, like, when I first came into programming, that I really wanted to be able to do. And I learned some different things along the way, and I got away from it. And just sitting here staring at the chart the other day, I came back to it. All right, so you have the above ask, and you have below bids, right? So like a lot of aggression, just trying to get into the market whenever. So this indicator here represents orders that happen outside of the market. So you got the ask at one level, you have the bid at the bottom. If somebody makes an order above the ask, then that would show up here as red. And for all the orders on this bar that happen above the ask, it's going to increase this red amount. Why did this? Why did the price move up like this? Because people were actually buying above the ask. They were just buying on up. Okay, so if you zoom out, you can see even on this bar, you got a similar kind of activity. On this bar, similar kind of activity. On this bar, you have a high blue, high bids. On this bar, you got high red, ask. What happened on this bar? It kind of became the height. And it was hard to break above it. It stopped there, tried once, twice maybe, 3 times. But it was hard to break that level. And if you have, like I said, if you have a lot of transactions happening above the ask, then it means a lot of people are really eager. If a lot of people are really eager, then it's an opportunity to take people's position for sure. So I'm still getting appreciation for it, but I think I found a couple of ways I could kind of exploit this data. So I'm still looking at it. I'm working on it. But if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments. But otherwise, I will get with you later. All right, guys. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.